Away we go. Taking the place of Barabbas.
Matthew 27,
Mm,
15, 16, 15.
15.
Yeah.
Now at the feast, the governor was accustomed to releasing to the multitude one prisoner whom they wished, like a little lottery,
It's
right?
kind of like a right or like a pardon, right? Even the president can pardon someone, kind of like that, isn't it?
Like the president
Like the president, but he usually reserves that just for turkeys
or his son.
or
Oh,
his son.
well. So,
One
so
person
it,
whom they wished.
all right.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that last part.
Oh, you were waiting for something?
Oh no, we're ready to keep going, right? Super duper. So, all right. So they're going to pardon a prisoner.
Yes, they are. And at that time, they had a notorious prisoner called Barabbas.
Mm.
Is it Barabbas or Barabbas?
Barabbas.
I don't know. I'm asking.
Bara, and
I
then two
mean,
B's, and then A.
You guys are the Christian, but I don't know.
I heard people call
Bara.
him Barabbas.
That's it. You gotta hit those B's.
Barabbas.
Barabbas.
You gotta punchiest pilot those P's.
Okay. Wow. And Pilate's coming up in the next sentence. Let's see.
I feel like the Greeks like the S's, so you know.
Yeah.
Sisyphus.
Therefore, when they had gathered together, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release to you? Barabbas or Jesus, who is called Christ?" For he knew that they had handed him over because of envy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because the leaders, because they
so
didn't want him to have that power or leader or take over, you know.
so
So
Pilate knew that the Pharisees had handed him over because of envy.
yes. So he was hoping that they would just release Jesus. They would have a moment like Judas and say, "Oh, we did the wrong thing. Let's
Oh,
release him."
yeah, something like that.
And
Anyway,
he's giving them an opportunity. I mean, it sounds like he's hoping that that's what they would have done.
right.
And maybe he picked the worst, the notorious prisoner, because he's hoping that they would see the contrast and make the right decision. I'm thinking
To give him a chance.
to give Jesus a chance, you know?
Right. All right.
That's what Pontius Pilate wants to do, you know?
Right. For they knew, right. While he was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent to him, saying, "Have nothing to do with that just man, for I have suffered many things today in a dream because of him." So because of Jesus.
Because of
And then
Jesus.
you got
So
the wife and
so the wife knew that he was innocent and she must have dreams of, making sure not to kill him, I guess. It sounds like, right?
kill who?
It kept her awake at night.
I mean,
And
it sounds like
you
she's
mean, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
okay. Let's continue to read.
So that's Pilate's wife. Okay.
Right. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitudes that they should ask for Barabbas and destroy Jesus.
Oh,
Right. So the wife was, sorry, wife, but the wife was trying to get Jesus killed.
no, no, she's not. She wants him not to be killed. So
See?
No, I
See?
don't think everybody understands, unless
no,
I'm just wrong.
Again. Reread it again.
read
Read
19
it
again.
again. Let's talk about this.
While he was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent to him, saying, "Have nothing to do with that just man, for I have suffered many things today in a dream because of him."
Have nothing to do with it, as in don't have anything to do with
Right.
punishing.
Saying, don't you dare
punish him.
Suffered enough with the premonitions and the dreams. I can't sleep because of this. Like it's stressing me out. There's no sleep. Like you can't do this. This is not right.
Right. That's what she's
That's
saying.
what she's saying. She's being his conscience. Don't do that.
Okay, never mind. That's why I wanted to read further before I made that. Because that's how I read it. I was like, why the fuck? Why would she say that? But
I don't know.
Right.
His wife is trying to kill the husband.
I don't know.
9 times out of 10, it's the husband that kills the wife.
Right.
Just saying.
I know.
My dogs have something to say
But
too.
it's still like the chief priests still end up persuading everybody.
I know. I know.
Sometimes a squeaky wheel can be very loud.
Yeah,
Very
that's
squeaky.
true. That's true. And they are squeaky. Wow. So,
The governor answered and said to them, which of the two do you want me to release to you? And they said Barabbas. Pilate said to them, what then shall I do with Jesus, who is called Christ? They all said to him, let him be crucified. Then the governor said, why, what evil has he done? But they cried out all the more, saying, let him be crucified.
mm,
When Pilate saw that he could not prevail at all, but rather than a tumult was rising.
like an uproar, a riot kind of thing, you know?
Right.
Sorry. You probably knew that. I'm sorry. I was just looking at my side note. I'm sorry, John.
She's good. She's good.
I barely knew, but I appreciate that.
I wouldn't have known the word if I didn't have the help.
Right. Which was you. Uh, where was I?
Well, I mean, my side note, my footnote or thing.
He took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of that just person. You see to it. And
All
all
right.
the people answered and said, his blood be on us and on our children. Then he released Barabbas to them. And when he had scourged Jesus, he delivered him to be crucified.
Wow.
So,
So
we're-
if you go back to 2014, like, you know, where he took the water and washed his hands,
right,
like people say, I'm washing my hands of this.
right.
Or
He no
Jerry,
longer agreed.
you know how dad says, I'm doing a Pontius Pilate, like he's washing. Like that's the saying I was talking about in the last
Right.
episode that I thought was coming up sooner, but it's here.
Because at the end of the day, he could have just still said
Yeah,
no.
right. But then, right, so he's kind of like Peter. He's stuck in this situation where
Exactly. Yeah,
he's trying to keep peace, right? Well,
trying to keep peace.
I mean, they seem pretty angry, the crowd at the moment, right? They seem pretty united on the other thing, right? On unfortunately killing Jesus. So
The Pharisees were good at their jobs.
I know. So he must have thought like there's no other choice, right? Well, the problem is he gave him a choice and they made the choice that he didn't want him. He probably thought it was an obvious choice. And then everything would be good. But they totally turned it around and picked the person that he thought, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
And here he is stuck in this innocent, you know, it seems like he realized that Jesus is innocent, doesn't he?
Right. And he kind of knew that, so Jesus is. And he was moved because he didn't say anything to defend himself besides
Yeah,
whatever. Just
right.
changed his mind.
All right. So what are you
Yes.
thinking? Let's see. So then all the people answered and said, his blood be on us. They took, you know, they're saying it's our fault, right? Then he released Barabbas to them, and when he scourged Jesus, that's where he got the stripes, like when he had to,
Right.
by his stripes we are healed. That reference from Isaiah.
Right.
He
Well,
delivered.
not yet, right? They haven't really touched him.
Well, only like see
They
verse
beat him up
26.
once.
Yeah, like see
Only.
verse he released Barabbas to them, and when he had scourged Jesus, he delivered to be crucified.
What's scourged mean?
Like
Striped?
whipped. Sorry. I
Scourged?
couldn't think. Yeah.
So can I ask you why?
Why is scourged whip? Or why did he whip him?
Why would he whip him if he didn't want him?
I know. I was baffled by that too, but it did fulfill a prophecy. Is that the normal thing that they would have done?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Maybe he thought that that'd be enough and they changed their mind. I don't know what he was thinking or if he was thinking. I'm not sure. It's a good question, but
Weighed by others.
I know. Wow.
So the soldiers mocked Jesus.
Yeah. So it's coming on the next section, right?
People mock people that are in jail or, think that they-
Yeah.
Then the soldiers of the governors took Jesus into the praetorium,
Yeah.
and gathered the whole garrison around him, and they stripped him and put a scarlet robe on him. When they had twisted a crown of thorns, they put it on his head, and a reed in his right hand. And they bowed the knee before him and mocked him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" Then they spat on him and took the reed and struck him on the head. And when they had mocked him, they took the robe off him, put his own clothes on him, and led him away to be crucified. Yeah, that sucks.
Right. They're making fun of him. Then there's in 29, the crown of thorns, right?
Right. Twisted crown of thorns.
Which is painful.
And the reed in the right hand. Was that?
I know.
It's a reed in the right hand.
I'm not sure if the reed is like a symbol of
And they bowed on the knee before.
authority somehow, right? Yeah.
Maybe it's a scepter. Who knows?
Right.
The reed is like it's like a weed. It's like like a hot tail.
Rush. Yeah.
Like a piece of brush. I think it's more to symbolize something.
Right, which we'll figure out. Everybody. His own
Oh,
clothes.
you're well in online. It says the reed was also intended. I mean, they were mocking Jesus. Obviously, the crown of thorns. A really crown wouldn't be made of thorns, but
Like,
They had intended to cause him discomfort.
yeah. So the reed was also intended to represent a royal scepter, which is a symbol of strength and authority. However, the Bible.
Yeah, but
Okay.
because it's reed, it's not real. It's like you're a fig king with a fig crown of thorns.
And then
Isn't
reed is really delicate and easily broken, which represents
Yeah, so it's like like a Burger King crown instead of a crown of gold.
Yes, exactly.
Johnny
So
Cash have a song that has to do some My Empire of Dirt or something?
You want to have?
oh,
Johnny Cash has a song about My Empire of Dirt. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing.
I don't know. I don't know.
There were lyrics. Because I listen to songs now, and
I wouldn't. Right.
I cannot tell you how many times there's reference to like
I
just
know.
things. So
It's yeah. It's interesting to listen to the word, right?
yeah,
But yeah, it's kind of like Empire Dirt is the name of the song, all right?
right.
Or a lyric. Maybe it's part of the lyric.
I think so. Oh, it's
But
from the song Hurt.
And you could have it all, my emperor dirt.
Mm,
I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I'll wear a crown of thorns.
that.
Wow. That's part of the song there. Wow. That's interesting, isn't it?
That's what I thought of it though, because it has a kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, it does have all them words in it. Okay.
But you would think if Johnny Cash was a thinky boy,
Johnny Cash, what? Thank you, boy.
Was
He's a musician.
if you think Johnny Cash was a thinky boy, and if you think that, then you would have to think that he would be trying to convey something through his music, and he would be
Yes.
making a relation to this.
absolutely. I think so.
Johnny Cash started out as like a gospel singer.
Did
He does have some gospel. He has some Christian, and he did try to share the gospel a lot in his old in later years more probably. But yes, there was some gospel there.
Back
Yeah,
in that-
Liz.
Yeah.
You are right, Liz.
Back in
Yeah.
that day, a lot of people started off as gospel singers. And
Yeah, especially from that country,
Because
like
that was the only place to
country.
sing, right?
Yeah.
really.
I know it probably was. I mean, I'm not even trying to
Rock.
jump ahead. Where else were you gonna sing besides the side of the road
Yeah.
Oh yes, gotta
or a
sing.
circus?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Wow. Wow.
Not really on
It's
the side,
at
it's more like a park, but yeah.
At a park. Or in a, well, right. Subways didn't exist until then.
Right.
That's where people go now. Is that
I mean, in a way, it's not so different than Jesus preaching in the.
right? If Jesus was alive today, Jesus would be on YouTube.
But a lot of our songs
Right.
actually
Rumble.
started.
Hmm.
A lot of our songs actually started from slavery. All of those gospel songs that we all thought was gospel songs, they were actually mocking their masters on the plantations.
Hmm.
Like the Sweet Chariot song, the Oh Sweet
Yeah.
Chariot song, that is actually a song about the Underground Railroad.
Okay, I gotcha. I think I've heard that.
That was actually, you're right. So the slaves actually wrote that talking about the Underground Railroad. Come take me home.
Right.
Okay, wow.
Yes.
Their song.
But it is such a beautiful gospel song, The Amazing Grace. That was actually some stories is that was also written, like, some slaves had actually taken that and put it, you know what I mean? Because it was
I did read.
Anyway.
There
Yeah.
was sorry, Liz. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I seen a movie about it. Was called Amazing Grace, where the guy was a slave owner that wrote it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then because he realized, and then he fought to stop slavery, but
See,
it was in England.
I don't know if the slave owner wrote it or if the slave owner took credit over it because the slaves.
Oh yes, he might have heard it from. You're right. I got you. I see what you're saying. Yes, yes.
It's such a that's such a controversial statement, but it's so sadly it's like two different spectrums. Who actually wrote it? But
Who-
a lot of
right,
those songs really did start from the slaves because that was their way of getting through the day. That was their way of saying F you to their master.
But it is very therapeutic to sing.
That
It
yes.
is very true.
And let's face it, those
And
those people, they have the most
They needed the most
amazing
therapy.
voices.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Get to do it every
mean,
day.
amazing voices. You ever actually listen to some of them sing? Oh my gosh.
You're gonna have to run out and get new socks because all
I'm
of
just-
your
if
socks are
Mother
gonna be knocked off.
Frances
Oh,
just sang. Let me tell you that her voice is just so it's so pure and angelic. I used to tell my friends that in South Carolina all the time. Like, I would love just to listen. Like, it was just so angelic to listen to them sing. Beautiful.
wow.
Very nice.
Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I'm shutting up then.
Wow.
All right, we'll find a little piece.
Yes. Thank you. Peace be with you.